Over years of traveling, I've learned that good things happen to those who recognize a great situation and make the most of it. So, what am I doing in Lima?
Just entering the house of my friend Felipe.
Hey man.
The house also doubles as a car workshop. I've been in Lima way longer than I'd like because Felipe has been rebuilding my engine. And I'm having some other modifications done to the car too.
Now, rebuilding a car engine is a big and complex job, and good 4x4 mechanics are rare. I think that on the entire continent, my mate's about as good as there is. In fact, I believe it's that good that I drove thousands of kilometers just to be back here from Chile. I've changed countless plans. I haven't seen my wife and daughter for almost half a year, all because I want to make sure that the job is done right. I really don't want to get stranded in the middle of nowhere with my family, and you've seen the kinds of places that I travel to. Anyway, the finishing line is finally within sight. My girls are coming soon. And meanwhile, let me take you on my adventure around Chile.
I'm driving over 300 kilometers from the coast into the interior of Chile, to the driest region on the planet. Pretty ironic that heavy rains had roads blocked here just days ago. I'm not here because it's the driest region, of course. That just sounds more dramatic. I came because of this unique scenery. I spent a few days in the village of San Pedro De Atacama. But it's when I found this spot that I realized I was in a great situation. Just 12 kilometers from the village. I even had 4G internet signal. I stayed in the area for almost a month. Of course, I didn't just sit under a tree for weeks. These landscapes are so otherworldly that scientists tested the Mars rover in these terrains. Things were just clicking. Everything coming together. So much to explore. This is closer to what I imagined. In fact, it's more than what I imagined when I dreamt of traveling South America in my car. I gotta admit that I almost forgot about the rest of the world here. Just a burst of creative inspiration. The ancients told legends about the mountains and the volcanoes of this region. It seems that creative energy of some sort has been flowing through here for centuries.
Okay, I could project this image of me as somebody who's in the wild and isolated places, roughing it out all the time, but it wouldn't be true because in reality, I'm not into roughing it out as such. It's just that things come up because I travel so much and because I'm after particular types of photos. Here, I really didn't have to rough it out. I found my spot in the shade of a tree, peace, quiet, warm weather, and just a 15-minute drive from a nice little village with great cafes, restaurants, and people to talk to. And speaking of that, after chatting to the people in the village, I found out that there would soon be Carnival celebrations nearby.
The party moves from house to house and lasts from noon well into the middle of the night. I left early, but I made a friend and was invited to a celebration on another day.
So I really didn't understand much from all that chaos from the first day of celebrations, but I did learn one thing. The Carnival is the most important time of the year for the native people of the region, the Atacameños, or the Licanantay, as they call themselves. It's a time to reconnect with their indigenous traditions and with their culture.
I was curious to experience more of the Carnival as it's celebrated in this region. So I accepted my invitation from the other night. The celebrations began with a sacred Pago a la Tierra, a ceremony to give thanks to Mother Earth, to the ancestors, and to wake up the spirit of the Carnival before all the partying would begin again.
So since this is a diary of sorts, a collection of my personal experiences that I'll look back on, I want to end this video on a quick story from the first day of the Carnival celebrations. It's an awkward one, but I think that it conveys a little bit of the magic of travel and the weird and wonderful ways in which we sometimes connect with each other. So celebrations, chaos, I'm locked in on my photography. Suddenly somebody comes from behind and smears white powder into my face. It's actually flour and you've seen it in the photos just before. Guys will sneak up on the girls and rub it in their faces, and the girls will do the same to the guys during the Carnival celebrations. They did it to me a few times and I was the only foreigner at the celebration, so easy target, understandably. But every time that I'd turn around to see who it was always the same girl, or rather a young woman of about 20 to 25 years old. And I'm like, haha, yeah, great. I keep focus on my thing, but I do take a mental note. Next party venue, there's a rare quiet moment, and out of nowhere comes this girl. She approaches me and just questions. How old are you? That's the first thing she asked me. I tell her. Do you like this? Yeah. Do you know what these celebrations are about? I'm like, I guess it's the Carnival, right? You want to get together and I'll tell you more about all this? That sounds like a weird date invite, right? And I'm married, but I don't actually know if it's a date invite, so I don't know what to respond. I just want the whole situation to disappear. Luckily, a crowd comes between us, she gets distracted, and I slip away to take more photos. A few hours pass, it gets dark, and now the whole party is moving to the next location, so the crowd is moving, and then out of the crowd, this girl again. She says, come with us to the next location. I'm like, no, I think I'm gonna call it a day. So she says, okay, but I can't let you go before I do one thing. Okay, I can't let you leave before I give you a kiss. I'm like, wow, I must really be something, you know? My self-esteem is like here, but I do feel awkward, and she's awkward too, but there is some attractiveness in this awkwardness. My reply though is not very cool at all. I just say, you mean like a kiss on the cheek? And she looks at me in this half puzzled, half disappointed way. She gives me a hug, gives me a kiss on the cheek, and says, this celebration is very special to us. Thank you for being a part of it. You're not just another foreigner. And then she just disappears into the darkness.